Hello and welcome to the MatturKraft YouTube channel. Today I wanted to show some more stuff about my cards and say a few things before we get into it. The cards are going to be a little slow. I need to make a data sheet of all the cards, descriptions and stats and stuff for balance purposes. I know most HTCG creators don't even do this, but I wanted to make it a little balanced before even calling it a product or calling it something complete. So I'm going to do that, and I need to make more cards also, because the previous ones, there was only 88 cards. I upped it to 100 cards, and that is still not enough for release or anything. I feel like there's not enough variety in it, and also I need to rebalance some stuff, and adding the extra cards would help balance out some effects of cards, because currently there's a few cards, one in particular that is super overpowered because of its effect, but it would not be overpowered if I added in just a few more cards of a particular type to, counteract it. Because there's only two cards in the game that can, or two creatures that can affect it, and I think there may be only 3 spell and or element cards that can affect it too. But some of the descriptions aren't that clear to say that they can't touch the card, because it can only be harmed by a specific effect, like Sinkhole destroys all creatures. That'll get rid of it, and also a specific type of creature, which there's only 2 of. So, and they're not particularly good. So there's a lot of people wouldn't even think to use them in their decks in the first place. So maybe add a few more that are decent. It is currently at 100 cards. I'm going to add probably about 50 more. So bring it up to 150 to balance it out, to balance out the card count, and fill in any effects, any unused types. Like I have card effects that affect a specific type of card, but there's not enough creatures there to even benefit from the effect. So, and they're going to be added in as well to, complete it. So, all that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, so let's look at some cards here. Or not cards, but drawing. So, this right here would be like an old weapon used. It's like a reclaimed weapon from like another army. You see it's been used so much that it's worn down unevenly on the blade, chips out of the handle, been repaired once or twice. This was not meant for anything specific like a lot of these, and they were given names afterwards, and this one doesn't have one. This one is another art, not added into the game again, but can be if people like it. I think it's pretty cool. Had a few ideas for it, but I'm not sure. I don't know, it's like some sort of key or something like that. You redraw that hand. I was looking at my own hand when I drew that. And marker. This was when I first got my markers. I was playing around with them. I'm not sure how many of my cards I'm actually going to do in marker, and how many I'm just going to do on the program with the
drawing pad, because on there you have infinite colors and markers aren't cheap. So is it in focus? It won't focus on that. Alright, but down here I was playing with the font. This is back when I first made the name. Just trying to figure out which one looked best, and this is the one I went with that slight left side bigger than the right side. And that's how it is today, even, because I was staring at it and I was like, you know what, if I made that side bigger I can run a line under it. So I did, but I'm not sure the current one even has it. So messing around with fading. This was not faded at all. I just went over it and it looks decent, you know, besides the fact that I didn't stay in the lines. And it's too dark. A lot of the markers are way too dark. I need to get more pastel shades. Yeah. Next one. This right here is the first drawing of the Galamance card, and that's how I do symmetry. I just fold the paper, and that's how I get it like that. He initially had a energy type beam going over his hands, which I decided to remove. And also, these are two separate arms. I know they look like, maybe like they connect at the top and they're a wing. I've heard that a couple of times, but they are two separate hands, and they just so happen to line up to look like that. Didn't mean for it to happen, but that's what it looks like. Another card that is not another drawing that is not currently in the game. This is a chunk of dirt with grass growing all over it. It was, I guess, yanked out of the ground and thrown through the air. But this was drawn before everything in this pile. This is, I'm gonna say, February 2016. Yeah, and this was just me doodling. I went outside and sat and looked around, and this is what I drew. I don't know, the camera won't pick up all the detail and everything, but there is a lot. I spent a good minute on this, but also I haven't shown it yet, but like the art style I like to go with is draw the card, then go around with a darker outline. An idea for like a water spirit type thing. Don't know if this side will show up, but symmetry again. I didn't like it too much, so I didn't even go anywhere with it. I just did that, and I was like, yeah, I'll get back to that. This is a balloon from Clash of Clans. I drew this for a drawing contest. Did not even enter it, so it was a waste of time. But I liked it, so thought I'd show it to you guys. This is also incomplete. I stopped drawing it because I didn't like the way I was drawing it. It doesn't look good enough for me, so this is bomb barrels. And that's what I've been doing. I've been doing folding a single piece of paper in half so I can get two out of one piece. But yeah, I don't like it too much. Actually, this is the oldest. Yeah, this is 2014. Old wrinkly paper. And I was playing Battlefield all the time, and someone I knew had a running joke about the Aflac duck, so I just put pretty much something that looked just like the Aflac duck in Vietnam style. A uniform, not really a uniform, it's like a flak jacket type thing with a LMG, a cigar, of course, has to have a cigar. But yeah. Then I bumped them out. But new stuff. You can see the name because I'm not that close to it. This is Imp. I'm still debating on how I'm going to do all the cards. I have been doing them like like the dark outline and erasing the pencil, but it loses a lot of detail, and I don't really remember where it's at when because these are the ones that I put on the computer and I go over with the orange and then delete the bottom layer, or just move the bottom layer and make it invisible. And Imp is like a little goblin type guy. Stole a robe, stole a wand, and he's trying to be like a wizard. He's got his little wizard beard, but he's a magic card, magic effect card. This right here is some sort of bug thing. Don't like it, so probably not even going to finish it. Right here, you can see the names on them. Yeah, we got Pry, and we have the baby dragon. I'm thinking about doing a little more to the baby dragon, like maybe making him standing between like a bigger dragon's legs or something, like just crawling out of the nest. And the baby dragon, I initially put his hand like that because he's like trying to catch a little bug or something, but again, may not add it. And I try not to draw their eyes with the pen, so that in the program I can actually draw them in with something, like make them how I like them. Alright. The newest ones, these aren't even, I guess these will be added in with the new stuff, but we will see. We got a frog, you see the name on it, it's not cut off. It's called Gobber, meant to be like spitting, like, I don't know, acidy stuff, but it's just a straight up frog man. Got a flatworm. The flatworms, semi like leech or parasitic possibly. I think it's going to be a water creature. I would say so. But water does not need any more, power really, so it may be like very weak. And here we have, that's not coming off, like a healing circle one. This is, it looks printed to me, so this may have been a copy of one, and I went through with marker and colored it. I did that with a lot of them, where I would print it out so that I didn't ruin the real one, and I'd go in and ruin the ones that I copied, like this one. That green is way too dark and you can't see any detail. Same with them maroon red, and I don't like the fading on it at all. Yeah. Same with this one. My gold color was running out, but those two. The balloon with color. This was also printed. Anything that I scan in and print, it loses a lot of detail, so you don't see all the little lines, you just see mainly the outline. Yep. Don't know why his coffee cup's green. I think this is Spawn. It might be, might not be. This is also like one of the first ones. Also a print. Don't know what this is. I was bored and I drew an eyeball, like a solar eyeball. This is like a Pickery, I think that's how it said, from Zelda, the Minish Cap. And I like that game. I played it so much when I was younger, so thought I'd draw one of these. Not for the game, obviously. This is called Overgrowth. I don't even know if that's in the game. It may be. But the idea behind it's like a huge tree. Didn't put any leaves on it. I'm thinking about adding that in the program. Like a huge tree growing on top of a planet. And that would definitely be overgrown. So, gotta make sure to keep these in the camera because I think I'm doing it like this. Okay, we got another thing. This was made in 2015. 8/21/15 is what it says. And it's just a leaf. I grabbed a leaf from outside and tried to copy the little veins running through it. Doubt you can see it. The reason why I'm not refocusing the camera is because this camera has a very loud focus. I don't know why. Like if I pulled it in and refocused it, it would make a weird noise, and I don't want to, have to edit that out every time I refocus it. So this is a shield card. Again, losing detail. It's print and it's colored. All the ones that are, all but this one, I think, that are colored are printed. This one wasn't even meant to. It says Fire Spirit. This one wasn't even meant to be a card. It was just a drawing that I drew a long time ago. And it reminded me of like Crota from Destiny, if anyone's ever played that game. Didn't draw it for that because this existed before that, but yeah, I think I'm gonna add like flame effects coming out the back and stuff like that, like a little floating spiritual head. Revive is what it says. So that's the Revive, the original one. Midran Knight. May add some more, may not. We got Manted here. I don't know where the colored ones are. I don't think they're in here, but the original drawing with no color. The same with the zombie. Can't reach my arms around the tripod. This zombie is different from the other one. The other one's a print, the one that's colored, obviously, and all the detail had to be redrawn on the other one because it was all gone. It's way too light. We have the Tarlin drone. I'm gonna have a real hard time doing the Zeus Tarlin because this guy's already pretty big, so I'm gonna make an even bigger one, stronger. Maybe 2 sets of arms, 2 sets of wings. Be pretty cool. But it's like bat people. I always like this one. Ash Grub. I don't remember who it was. Someone has. I'm running out of time here. Someone has a grub and a mantis in their game. I didn't copy them. I'm pretty sure I had these before they did, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not. I doubt they'll look the same. So it's Ash Grub. Very weak card. Pretty good effect, I guess. I have this one labeled Polyguard. I have another one called Polyguard, but I'm not sure if it fits in with like the style. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. This one, some sort of jar. We have Support, which is like a charter type thing. Like rules, you gotta listen to this. You have Disrupt, which is like a staff or a rod. Curse, apparently that's what the book is. I don't even remember half the names of these, so I usually write them down. The book, their shield, a little more detail, but not enough. I may end up redrawing the shield. This was the first attempt at it, and I'm not sure if I quite like it all the way. Spawn. Here's the Frey Wing I drew in the other video, but I added some color to it. I'm not sure I like it. It looks very clown-like with the red, like ruffle things behind it. So we'll see if I end up redrawing it. Already showed these. The Sinkhole and Galamant's colored, also a print. Colored zombie. It says Rebirth. And then all the new ones. These are the new, or this is the newest one. But yeah, trying to hurry up and get through these. Polyguard. All right. I had to stop the camera. For some reason, it gave me a time limit. But this was the old Polyguard. It is like a hexagonal. I don't know. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And hexagonal dome. But I erased it to add the effect later. Yeah, Mind Control Matrix. This was a card that I was gonna submit to Zach for one of his drawing contests, but I was like, I don't know if I can draw in his style, and I never ended up finishing it really. I did this after he had already picked his cards. Similar kind of to a Monster Reborn style card. Flame Mortar, which I think I removed. Mushrooms, small mushrooms. Some weapons. I'm not sure what these are. I'm not sure what they're not made for a specific card. I was just doodling. You have a sickle and some sort of curved spear. This says sacrifice, so I'm assuming this is sacrifice. And the Raid Behemoth. A lot of these still have like eraser shavings on them. Yeah, and the ones that I've already shown. It says this one's Greed. I've been debating on if I'm going to make Greed or make this card Greed or Goblin, because they're both probably going to have a little goblin in there. I'm not sure. I'm thinking on Greed, making it like a giant loot pile with like coins everywhere and chests and jewels, but we will see. Alright, that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.